Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is, you know, just as just as challenging as I remember. And starting with a very potent edible half an hour before trying to go live. Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. I think I'm live. Maybe. I can't. YouTube has since changed their live streaming stuff, and it is very hard to know whether or not I am live. So we'll just keep. Oh, it appears that maybe I am live. Possibly. Maybe. Hard to say for sure, though. Okay, let's see. What are we doing today? Hey, Wiki on this freestyle. Thank you for letting me know. I just now was able to confirm that I am, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you for that. Yeah, I had a nice little cookie I baked about half an hour ago, and oh boy, is it already hitting pretty hard. So, well, thank you, Yes Luta. Yes Luta? Well, thank you for letting me know. I now know that I am on YouTube live and speaking to people. I'm also on Twitch as well, but I don't think anybody really knows that. But I do stream on Twitch now, and that's what the difficulty is I use this. Who gives a shit? Nobody gives a shit about what streaming issues. I have a cold. Welcome back. It's been some time. It's been 4-5 months, something. Dog's coming in, getting some hydration. So let me make sure I've got this right, and we can see to what kind of stuff we're working with here today. Let's see. For the love of God, cut right. And I'm back. So you saw we have some cool stuff there. Some very cool stuff. Yeah, so let's maybe begin. I've got a bubbler, a volcano, and a traditional water pipe all loaded and ready to go. I am not picky about what I do first. I also have a massive tray of huge cookies, weed cookies that I've finished baking a couple days ago that are insanely potent that I have to eat as well. I consumed one about half an hour ago, and that was a bad idea. But hey, whatever. So let's go ahead and let's do one of those things. I'm distracting myself already. Let's do a volcano to start. That sounds good. All right, I'm going to cut the scene to the volcano. Oh man, I'm in the future. I'm doing things I've never done before. I hope you guys can hear this okay. So I'm going to make myself a volcano bag. I've got an ounce of Mendo breath here, which I'm quite enjoying. Got my volcano. They always say run it for a couple seconds first. Also, my bag here is getting pretty ratty. I've got an order of 5 bags coming in today, so I'm pretty excited about that. new bags. That's my bag, baby. It's inflating. This is good radio. Good TV. It's coming up. It's rising. Heat rises. Science. Energy. Thermodynamics. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. But yes. We will be enjoying this soon. Look how thick, and I'm supposed to say things about clouds and vapor density and that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, look at this vapor density of these clouds. Yeah, good clouds. Oh, I'm supposed to cut back. See, I'm still a rookie, guys. I'm still a rookie. Here is my disconcertingly large volcano bag. Hey, Shaman Noodles! Welcome. Let's get me stoned. I'm a son of a bitch. Let's get me stoned. Thank you. I would like to get me stoned as well. Also, maybe don't do stuff with that you inhale while you have a cold, you know. But I don't learn lessons. Fuck the police, right? I'm supposed to say something like, "Oh man, so smooth and rich, and the terpene profile. It tastes okay. It's vapor." But I am a Volcano fan. Love my Volcano. They have that fancy new one now that has like the little stem that you can just suck it straight down. That's cool. Shaman Noodles, tell me about yourself. What's going on with you? Oh, woo. Hits hard. Okay. Man. Welcome, Kenyon. Kenyon. Great question. I'm gonna have to get some tissues at some point, and I'll try to mute it before blowing my nose. I just started going back. I'm working on a video right now. I think it's safe to go back in the water in terms of vaping weed, as long as you know for sure where your products come from. It seems very much like that they're fingering. It's that vitamin E acetate thing that they suspected at the very beginning. And that's only from, black market shitty knockoff cartridges. So it seems that it is safe to get back in the water in terms of doing vapes, as long as you don't buy them from, some shady dealer. Oh, well, thanks, Kenyon. Fingering. So, yeah, that's what I would say. I actually have a Steezy over there somewhere, but I don't want to cut to it because I'll forget to cut back. Wow, a Volcano bag is just, it's just wonderful. And then the best part is you get to turn it all into edibles. Yep, I think that's true, Kenyon. Most people did. I was suspected. I mean, they were pointing out those dank vape carts all over the nation, but dank vape isn't a real thing. It's just like you can just buy the names on, eBay or whatever. You can buy fake or empty dank vape cartridges and branded packaging and all that shit. And so unscrupulous people were out there fucking shit up for people. Oh, Shaman. Sorry. I want to get you back. I want to get back to Shaman. Shaman here is watching Star Wars and getting high. What Star Wars? And if you if anybody has any opinions on the most recent Star Wars, it seems like everybody's got a fucking opinion about Star Wars. Well, really, I mean, man, I'm already talking about it, but yeah, I would like to know what Star Wars you're watching, Shaman, and then if you've seen, what's it called? Something Skywalker, Rise of the Skywalker. I can't really remember. No spoilers though. No spoilers. I've seen it. And then Shaman Noodles also says alien life in the waters of Jupiter's moon. I mean, probably. I'm one of those weirdos that I even assume at some point we will find at least evidence of microbial life on Mars. Like, I know that's foolish to kind of predict because we have a sample size of 1, but it doesn't seem, like life is particularly hard to spring up, and it just, granted we haven't really done it ourselves, but it seems if the compounds are there, those molecules are going to form that kind of way to make some kind of, single-celled organism at some point somewhere. If there was actually water on Mars, I assume we're going to find some kind of evidence for microbial life on Mars, whether alive or, fossilized or whatever. But I don't think you can fossilize microbes, but you know what I mean. However they get the evidence of them. So yeah, so life on the waters of what are the Jupiter? Europa? Is that the one they think has all the good water, or is that the methane one? I can't ever remember. Yeah, I hope to God they find some. I hope to God. That's a dumb thing to say. Yeah, I assume they will find life in the waters there. But what does life mean, and how different is it than what has come here on Earth from Earth's environs? If you consider life to be, prokaryotic, organisms, then I assume it's everywhere, and we'll find it before too much longer. That was a long-winded answer to bye, Squiddy. See you, buddy. Oh, he's coming back. He wants to play Frisbee really badly. Okay, so Kenyon Loman says, smoking that Skywalker OG. I think he's asking Shaman Noodles, which would be an appropriate thing to smoke for Star Wars viewing. Callie Groan says, The Mandalorian. Excuse me, that was gross. I've watched the first 3 episodes. It's okay. Whatever. About what I expected it to be. The internet really jizzed its pants over the little Yoda thing because, of course, they were going to, and they ruined that real quick. It went from being a pleasant surprise to the most irritating thing in about 13 minutes flat. I do feel like that there's this ridiculous acceleration towards, hey, Mega 64. I don't know. Maybe I'm just perceiving this incorrectly, but I feel like there's this insane acceleration curve for how quickly we run through things now. Baby Yoda felt like it was like an 8-hour phenomenon. It's all everybody could talk about, and then everybody was over it that quickly. Yeah, it just it already feels like Star Wars has kind of come and gone and had its moment, and Well, anyways. Oh, Mega 64, welcome, Mega 64. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys out there on the East Coast are staying warm and dry as we are here. What was, oh, fuck, that goddamn cookie, guys. It is messing me up. I gotta finish this bag. Let's do that first. Let's do that. Hey, Roxy. Welcome. Thank you. I'm well. I hope you are good as well. And Kenyon says, did you play Jedi: The Fallen Order? Also, have you revealed your name? I've seen like every video. Did I play the Jedi Fallen Order game? I am playing it right now. I actually just started it like 2 days ago. I'm not a Dark Souls fan, a Souls person thingamajig, whatever. Those. As a matter of fact, I just quit playing Sekiro like a week ago. I played it for like 5 hours. I was like, fuck this. I'm not enjoying this. And so Fallen Order is pretty much fucking Dark Souls Light, or Dark Souls Junior. And I'm playing on not the highest difficulty, but the second highest or whatever. And I'm getting my ass kicked. I am getting, I want to like it more than I do so far. I think it looks really cool. I think it's, the production values are amazing on it. But I don't like repeating shit over and over and over again. But, that's me. Saturday Jones says, still gonna expose some shitty companies? I certainly hope so. I have been on a break, not just because of the vape situation, but I was doing something professionally for the past like 4 months that kept me away. So I wasn't even, out looking for the scumbags of the world. But I would love to. If anybody has any tips, let me know. Kenyon says, the Jedi game definitely helps you through it more than Dark Souls. Dark Souls Jr. is a good comparison. Yes, and you must just have a deep-seated love for Star Wars games. I think we all do. Like, there's something, if you grew up in that cult of Star Wars, like a lot of, young Americans did, like those noises, those sound effects, and those images are burned into our brains, and like, we just respond to them in such a powerful way. Like, when the lightsaber flings on in Jedi The Fallen Order, it feels awesome. Like, because, that sound has just been reinforced through 30 years of Star Wars bullshit. Anyways, I'm talking about Star Wars more than I wanted to. I didn't really want to talk about Star Wars at all. I don't care. I'm liking Jedi Fallen Order. I don't really have any strong opinions about any Star Wars movie. But that's where I ended up. So, yep, that's what happened. That game is awesome, and I'm not a Star Wars fan. I do like how, as I said, I think it's really well put together. It's a very well put together game, and the production values are incredible. And it's got that sort of respawn, fun movement, but I just suck. I suck at video games. I really do. And maybe because I suck at video games, I won't ever be too much of a fan of Souls games. So Mega64 says, how are the dogs? All 3 dogs are still doing very well. Sadly, nobody's croaked yet. Looking older every day, but they're all still doing okay. Thank you for asking. They appreciate it, Mega64. I'll let them know that you were looking out for them. Boy Lonely says, I just bought a rosin press. Super excited about it. Have any experiences with them? Boy Lonely, I do not. I have heard incredible things. I have considered buying a rosin press. It's one of those things that I've heard people like, that it just transforms their entire way that they consume weed, because they, press everything, turn everything into rosin, and then either make their edibles from rosin or, make concentrates from it or whatever the case may be. So I've heard really good things about them. If that sounds like something for you, go for it. I would say, I think there are a few different ones out there. Do your research beforehand. Make sure you get a good one. So I have just started making my own edibles, guys. before I made capsules, I had an Ardent Nova, which is the little decarb machine, decarboxylatizing. And now I got a magical butter maker thing, and I've been really enjoying it. I made some chocolate chip cookies over here. I knew how to make things in the kitchen. Roxy R says, Ghost Show says, I love the difficulty. Good on you, man. There are some games I do enjoy the difficulty on. Slay the Spire. But there's some things where I can't do do this half-hour chunk over again. That to me is always going to be... Roxy says, currently looking for a bong. Where do you recommend is the best place to order from? Roxy, I do not order my glass. That's a weird stonery way of saying things. And why am I looking at the light? What am I doing? I'm so high. I just pick stuff up from a local shop, and then generally you get what you pay for. If something looks too good to be true, it's probably very cheap and very brittle. So maybe do some... I'm sure there are incredible places to find great deals online for water pipes and bongs and bubblers and all that. I just don't know of any. But if you have a bunch of head shops around, just, maybe do your research there. The Ghost Show says Amazon. So, they sell everything. Anne Frank, oh my God. Whew. That is quite the name. Says, hey, Wheats, have you ever heard of Lion's Breath carts? We got them West Coast. On the East Coast, they are so good. Never heard of Lion's Breath. Are they a legal thing, like in a Massachusetts dispensary situation, or is it something else altogether? And about done with his bag. He's back. He wants something from me. Well, where was I? Talking about glass? I'm looking where my camera used to be. Because, for whatever reason. What else is going on? We've all seen Parasite, right? We've all seen the movie Parasite. And we're all like, holy shit, it really is as good as everybody said. Wow, yeah. Oh my, that guy, he's got some talent and shit. And we've all seen that. We've all been having that conversation already, I assume, because it is that good. And, man, there have been a lot of good movies out. Well, no, I retract that whole statement. A lot of the end of the year stuff was not so good. Uncut Gems was pretty amazing. I love that. My in-laws were here over the holidays, and we all went out as a foursome to go see Cats, which I told myself I was only ever going to see if it was as much of a disaster as it, looked like it would be. And by all accounts, the early reviews suggested it was even more of a train wreck than initially suspected. So I was thrilled to go to Cats, and it is it makes you want to. I don't know. It made me want to. There's that show, Netflix show, Don't Fuck with Cats, and those came out like the same week. I think Don't Fuck with Cats, and then the Cats movie, the Cats musical, and I had a really, it was kind of strange because I did feel like hurting some cats. and fucking with some cats after seeing Cats. But it was also, it's even weirder than you're imagining it's going to be. It's disturbing. There's a guy, Idris Elba plays a cat named My Cavity, or I think it's in McCavity, but he's always saying, or they're always saying, My Cavity, My Cavity. But anyways, he kills what I thought was Rebel Wilson and James Corden, who are both cats in the movie. He like disappears them. He says like, ineffable, and they disappear. And I thought he killed them, and it was genuinely the best moment of the movie both times. Like I was the only time I ever felt anything that would sort of symbol anything other than distress and horror. There's joy. There's actually a little joy in that moment. But then we just find out that he didn't actually kill Cat Rebel Wilson and Cat James Corden. That they were just transported to a ship, and then they came back, and then My Cavity tries to jack a hot air balloon. Oh, it's big. Did you know the movie Cat? Did you know the play, the musical? I'll get the fucking noun right at some point. Did you know the musical Cats is basically just The Wicker Man? It's about like a society, a weirdo society choosing somebody to sacrifice at the end to like, keep the society feeling wholesome and good or whatever. Oh boy, Cats. It's fucked. Don't see it. But no, actually kind of do, because it's kind of there. It's worth it for the cockroach people. So there's the aforementioned Rebel Wilson, who I was really excited to see die, but then was really crestfallen to see not dead. At one point, she she's in a dance number herself. There's a big, huge number, and in her little house that she's in, there's some mice that she's friends with. So then they catsify, miceify people. They do the cats thing, but instead of cats, they mice people. And then the mice are proportionally sized to the cat people. And then that's really horrifying and really just kind of messed up and weird and gross. And they have this weird vocal effect. And then it gets even weirder because then after the mouse people, then there are cockroach people, which are proportionally sized to the mouse people, which are proportionally sized to the cat people. And they're all singing and dancing, and there are sort of cockroach human hybrids in a musical. It's pretty great. Shit, I am so far behind on chat. I one last point on the Wicker Man. So the whole on the Wicker Man, on Cats / the Wicker Man, the whole thing, as much as I could understand it, because it doesn't seem like there's really a lot to get, because it's really just, I don't understand what the fuck is happening. Oh shit, guys, I am so sorry that I've not kept up with the stream, but it's very important you know about what's going on with cats. And so yeah, there's this old cat, Grisabella, is her name. Because why not? Grisabella and My Cavity. But then one's just named like Victoria or something. But anyways, so there's like Judi Dench cat, who's like the queen old cat, chooses one of all the cat people to be reborn as a new cat. And the way that cat gets to be reborn is that at sunrise, they just shoot the cat straight up in a hot air balloon without any thing to keep it buoyant. And she just presumably, suffocates without oxygen at some point up in the sky. But My Cavity Old Idris Elba, my cavity, tries to jack the balloon, but ends up falling and not making it on the balloon. And but because it's PG, he doesn't die. So, but Grisabella is definitely dead. She had a fucked up death for sure. She either hypothermia or apoxia or whatever. She's dead. She's dead as shit. So that is the story of cats. Will somebody? I can't even pull up my chat log because I don't remember how to do it. No, I got it, guys. I'm back on chat. Cool. I have to fast for 2 weeks. I don't know if I should just smoke weed or not. The Ghost Show, you have to fast for 2 weeks? Like no eating for 2 weeks? Or like no eating solid foods? What's going on there? Should you just do a tolerance break as well? Well, I mean, it depends why you're not eating for 2 weeks. Oh, so those carts are legal. Ghost Show agrees that Parasite was good. Mega64 was chastising me for spoilers, which, fair enough. Baby Pumpkin says, have I ever done heroin? I have never done heroin. Ghost Show says, yep on cats, no on the heroin. Agreed, although cats is probably not too dissimilar from heroin. Although I think heroin is supposed to be pleasant. Cats is decidedly not. Andrew Ross says, I'd rather enjoy myself and not die. Good for you. Heroin is death. And yeah, for surgery. Yeah, get you some opiates for surgery. That's the one. That's the one reason you should ever do opiates. It's because of that. Okay. I'm going to cut the camera and I'm going to go do a new product. So let's go to scene 2. I did it. This is the future. This is the future. But let's keep that on for the moment. It'll shut itself off. But man, this looks weird though, right? I guess any weed looks weird. Again, don't smoke or vape on a cold. I'm thinking about doing this other half of this cookie, which is probably a bad idea, but this is our first train back, so, you know, c'est la vie, whatever that means. I've never actually known. But it's spelled cest la vie. You know what? It's potent. It doesn't taste that bad. And I made it. So, I'm going to turn that gain up. I don't know if you guys can hear me. So, this is what you call a chocolate chip cookie. Not a common kind of cookie. The recipe comes, it's passed down from my patrilineally from allrecipes.com. And it has butter in there. And the butter has wheat in it. A lot. I have about 18 cookies here. And that's a little over an ounce of weed in 18 cookies. An ounce of pretty decent weed, too, so these things are pretty strong. If I do say so myself. really proud of myself. I've never made anything before. Oh, I didn't actually make these, so I can't say that. But I did make the butter. But by that I mean I put ground up weed and butter into a thing and then press a button. But I did hit that button. I actually, I mean, I don't want to mean to brag, but like, you had to hit that button, and then you had to come back 2 hours later, and it's not everybody could have remembered all those steps. So, I might not have made the cookies, but I made the pie. All right. Oh my God, did I forget the lighter? Is that the one thing I forgot? Is there a shitty lighter in here? Oh, there's a shitty lighter in here. Okay. We're safe. For now. Okay, so we talked about Parasite. We've talked about life on in the oceans of Jupiter's moons. We've talked about cats. But what haven't we talked about? Oh, I know. And I'll tell you right back over there. Excuse me. I'm going to transition scenes. Man, I feel like a fancy motherfucker. Wow. Okay. The Ghost Show says, I think the weed will make the fast worse. I mean, it will generally... weed on an empty stomach. As long as, well, it depends if you're doing edibles or not. No, you wouldn't be. You're fasting, so obviously you're not. Yeah, it will. The weed will make, one, it'll make you hungrier, and two, I can't even remember my point. Good. Roxy says, can I have one? I would love to give you one, Roxy. Roxy, I would love to give you one. You've got just come to Long Beach, and I would love to hand out some of these edibles that I've been making. Just say, hey, try. So Mega64 says, what's the word on Skywalker, your friends in K-Town? It was, boy, there have been many a disappointing finale this year, right? Like, a lot of things came out, had their sort of grand finales, and sort of sputtered out, right? Like didn't really seal the deal. Game of Thrones, first and foremost, I don't think anything has ever done as much damage to a brand as that final season of Game of Thrones. I'd be really scared if I were HBO about all those like prequels and sequels and whatever shit spin-offs they've greenlit, because that's not, I think people are very pissed about that. And then there's Star Wars, which I mean, I really liked The Last Jedi. I'm one of those few weirdos who thought it was good and or really liked it and liked what they were trying to do with it and thought it was kind of interesting and different. This one was obviously trying to course correct for that and veered so, counter swerved so hard that I don't know, man. It kind of feels like they counter corrected too much and flew right off the highway at some points. It was fine as a, blockbuster thrill ride, but like, this is the least I've ever really, I don't know, man. It was obviously a rushed movie, but it felt incredibly tossed off for a what is supposed to be the final capping of the most important series of movies and in blockbuster history, it felt so tossed off. Again, that's the word that comes to mind. Like it didn't get the sort of respect it needed, or the space it needed to tell the story it wanted to tell. Like, it felt like there were 4 or 5 movies in there. That the pace of the first hour of it is so ridiculous. I don't understand why it's okay. That's enough about Star Wars. I didn't hate it, but yeah, I think it's done a lot of damage probably to the Star Wars brand, because it's going to leave a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, I think. The Ghost Show says, what are prices like where you live? I live in Long Beach, and prices are high, but not exorbitant or extortionist. They are, depends on where you go, and what sort of grade you're looking for. I would say an eighth here is an average of $30, maybe. I don't. That seems right. I don't know. Sorry, people on Twitch that I did not respond to. If you're still there, Big Grip Pro, hello, and Azilu, what CBD you smoking on? No CBD, just THC, and this is Mendo's Breath. The Ghost Show says, I'm pissed at that Watchmen series. I'm glad that there's no season 2. Please, no spoilers, The Ghost Show. I am very excited about watching it, even though you have said it is, you're pissed at it. I don't know. I didn't know there was not going to be a season 2. I didn't know that it was, because it was a big hit, I thought. But thank you for that. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. I love The Watchmen, the graphic novel, not the Zack Snyder movie. I cannot believe I didn't watch it when it came out. Don't have HBO now, and I was just gonna wait until I'll wait till one more thing wraps up, and then I'll do a month and watch too much TV in a month. So I am very excited to watch Watchmen. I generally like Damon Lindelof, and I think, sometimes his ambitions get ahead of him, but I'm excited to see why it sort of engendered that kind of response in you, The Ghost Show, why it was so divisive. But I've heard generally good things about it, which is, another reason to watch it. Okay, I was supposed to light this. I forgot my lighter over on soundstage number 2. I'll be right back. I've returned. The producer and writer said everyone is already doing other things, and the chance of them getting back together is nil. Oh, man. Well, that is really disappointing. Well, I don't know. I don't actually know how it was structured and how it ends and what its impact was. If Damon Lindelof set out to tell a 10 episode story like that, and that's all he wanted to tell, then I'm excellent. I'm glad they're ending it on, but if he wanted to do more and there's more to tell, it's kind of sucks that it's over. But that Westworld, sorry about that belch. It's rude, but it's also kind of funny. So, Westworld, boy, HBO, you keep sort of deflating that balloon so slowly by not. When your show is so incredibly ridiculously convoluted and mythology heavy, and you wait, almost 2 years between each season, it's so fucking hard to, I love Westworld, but I'm looking forward to season 3, but it's like, I'm going to go in and going, what the fuck, I don't remember any of this shit, because I'm not going to go back and watch it again. I mean, I think also maybe people should, or showrunners should start taking that into account. I think fewer and fewer people are going back and like rewatching series other than their like comfort food, Parks and Rec or The Office or Friends or Rick and Morty or whatever, you just always have on in the background. I don't think people do as much of like, oh, I'm going to rewatch the last season of, give me a popular drama show that Stranger Things, because I forgot what happened. So I think people just don't have, there's just too much stuff to watch now. And it's asking a lot of people to go back to rewatch something to understand something. So showrunners should take that into account and make really good recaps, or I don't know, do something. The Ghost Show says HBO has a strong history of destroying long-term shows. I'm trying to think what. I know they sometimes end them on grace notes. Veep, one of the strongest finales ever. Also, I'm one of those weirdos that likes the Sopranos finale. That Cut to Black was pretty good. So, I'm a weirdo. And Roxy says, my son Nate says hello. Hello, Nate. Thanks for watching. And the Ghost Show says The West Wing, which I've never seen an episode of The West Wing ever. And I know people hold it in such high regard, although it is kind of in that era, pre-era of prestige TV, and I don't know how well it'll hold up, but some people hold it in such high esteem, that whole Aaron Sorkin bullshit. I don't know. Not for me. But, as a West Wing, or a West Coast, left of center person, to have not seen The West Wing is, more or less sacrilege. It's like not having seen Moonlight. Crypto Sausage, first off, welcome Crypto Sausage. Thanks for joining in, and says he's been watching old TV show Burns and Allen show is great on season 4. What is the Burns and Allen show, Crypto Sausage? I'm not sure if I've heard of it. It sounds like one of those TBS USA acronym, three-letter, like Fazoli's and Spaghettis and Tough Guy and Shrimpy Guy and Butch Lesbian and feminine detective woman and Bones. Mad Crypto MX says, no more vaping for you, brother. That is not 100% true, Mad Crypto. I have started just recently doing some vaping again. I would say I'm going to put out a video at some point. I'd say it's probably safe to come back in the water. I keep using that dumb metaphor, phrase, whatever. It seems very much like it's that vitamin E acetate that's in a lot of those black market counterfeit cartridges. I think if you know for certain that your cartridge is, if you buy a respectable brand and you buy it from a dispensary that you trust, you're fine. You're not fine. Who knows what the long-term effects of all this shit is going to be, but I don't think you're going to die of popcorn lung or whatever the hell. The Ghost Show says, Sopranos, True Detective, Boardwalk Empire all had really bad endings. Not seen Oz. Sopranos, as I said, I'm one of the weirdos. True Detective, yes. Boardwalk Empire, still have never seen. Roxy, you are awesome. The Ghost Show says they all had really bad endings, as we were talking about. I'd say the majority of those do, but I would also say though that the Ghost Show, the majority of TV shows have terrible endings. It's the exception to the ones that have incredibly knock it out of the park finales, especially dramatic shows. It's easier for comedies, I think. And HBO is known for their dramas, so I think that's maybe a little bit kind of why it seems that way. But yeah, it's hard for a very popular drama to end well, because you're always fighting that, like, well, this story has a natural conclusion, but it's popular and it's going to keep making money, so I need to do this right here. I forgot how to do that. Okay. Willy Wonka. Hey, Willy Wonka. Sup from San Diego. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in. Glad you're here. And Willy Wonka says that raw gardens carts rock. And I agree, they're pretty good. I reviewed at least one of them. I've done more than one and quite enjoy them. Okay, Crypto Sausage says Silicon Valley was great. Could not agree more. Silicon Valley, I have not seen the final season, so caveat emptor. Everything might change. I doubt it. Is brilliant. I think it's, and as a matter of fact, it's underrated. People don't, hold it in high enough esteem. But it's also just Mike Judge, and Mike Judge is the most brilliant, he's the King of the Hill creator, so I'm always going to be, worshiping, proselytizing his message. Okay, so, Ghost Show says, most shows end like Dexter instead of The Wire. Totally agree. Yeah, most end on a sour note. Because again, you have that push and pull. That's why I really like the shows that set out from the beginning. Like, this is how many seasons we're going to be or whatever. Who knows? That's the kind of shit I enjoy, because, it sort of gives you an idea that that this is going somewhere, that this was planned out ahead of time, that there's a beginning, middle, and end to this story, because, you need those things. Okay. Where are we? The Anthony says, what's up, brother? Long-time listener, first-time caller. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything has been good for you, Wheats. It has. I feel like I need to go get a tissue and blow my nose here, which I may do, and be right back. But yes, I'm doing good, man. Thank you for asking. Was just doing something professionally for the past 3-4 months, wrapped up recently, and had some free time. So I wanted to get back out there and say hello. Okay. Where are we now? Roxy says she also loves that Silicon Valley and Veep. Good taste all around in this chat today. You guys know your entertainment. You know it very well. Yeah, love that. Veep, Silicon Valley is, incredibly hysterical and funny, and it's something I hold in incredibly high regard. But Veep to me should go down as one of the, all-time greats. Like, any of the top decade, whatever TV lists that didn't include Veep are just wrong. I mean, objectively, there was nothing like it. The writing is, it's some of the best writing in anything ever. In the final season too, not just that, the final season is incredibly satisfying for the risks it takes. It does not coast to an easy end. It doesn't rest on its laurels. It takes some adventurous leaps, both in time and in terms of characters' trajectories. But it is as funny as any other season. Oh, and the crazy thing about Veep is the first season sucks. I watched the first season way back, when it came out a decade ago, and did not like it at all. And then did not watch the second season until like 4 or 5 years later when people are like, oh man, Veep is the best. It's the best. So I joined in, I think, on season 4 and started watching from season 2 on at that point. But if you guys have not seen Veep, there's really, again, nothing like it. It's you gotta love your cynicism in your comedy though. This is cynical comedy. But again, first season of Veep sucks. It's weird. It's weird how bad it sucks, and you can totally skip it. You should just totally skip it. Season 2 is a completely different experience, and you will die laughing at points, and you will feel stupid because you will never be as smart or as witty or as clever as the writers of that show. Boy, that was a lot. Okay. The Ghost Show says, we are getting medical dispensaries. What are prices usually like in just medical dispensaries? The Ghost Show, where are you at? What state are you getting your stuff in? And I don't think California even has just medical anymore. I think they're all recreational and medical. The only difference is like medical gets, if you're still medical, you get like one of the taxes reduced. So if you still have a medical card, it's like 5% off one of the taxes. It's not a lot. But the prices are about that. I would say between $30 and $40 an eighth and up, depending on which, because prices are very different here depending on what sort of county and city you're in, because they all have varying taxes on top of the high California state tax. So, yeah, where are you at, Ghost Show? I'm curious where you're getting it. I don't remember what all states just started. Jesse, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. 13, thank you. Mad Crypto asks, have I ever had Jungle Boys weed? I have not even sure what Jungle Boys weed is. Junior Taylor says, Wheats, do you ever dab? If so, how about some dad reviews? Excuse me. I personally love to dab and very into your cartridge reviews too. I do occasionally. I have not in a while. Not in over a year, probably. I actually want to pick up a new dab rig for my scene change, so that I can have all those other things there. So, yeah, I hope to get one and get another one soon and have that there. Okay. Jesse says, depends on your state of the, he's correct about the taxes. And the Ghost Show says he loves that UK model of shows where it's like, you make it as long as you have the story for it, and you don't, if you don't. I agree, man. That's the way it should be. Only make a show if there's a story worth telling, not just because there's an audience willing to watch. So Willy Wonka says, I like Supernatural when it first started, but got just too many seasons, and it seemed like the same old thing. I've never seen Supernatural. Isn't that show on weren't there 13, 14, something insane seasons for it? I mean, it seems like after that long, if that's how long that show is, yeah, it would, it's the Simpsons problem, right? Like, how do you stay fresh? And how do you come up with new ideas and keep moving characters forward when you're doing something for that long? It's hard. It's also a comics book problem. That's why they reboot them all the times. The Anthony says that's the royal good man, big business goals, ain't it? Crypto says, if you have access to DVR, search Burns and Allen, record about 20, then watch. I will check it out. I will do some Googling, see what it is. I hate the whole trying to kill God thing they are doing now. Sad ending unless they die. Oh, is that that must be supernatural. I'm so far behind. Oh my God, I am so far behind. Crypto was talking about Veeps. Tyler, welcome. Welcome, Tyler. Thank you for joining us. Okay, Crescendo says, have you been to the Steezy store in DTLA? I have not, but I do want to go. It is quite the looking place from the freeway, and it's wild that they have their own store. And I know they have like their own edibles there too. Yeah, I would like to check it out and see what it's all about. I just have not yet. Whoops. Oh well. Shit happens. Okay, Gosho says, I have a grow license so I can have 6 plants going. I love growing. It's fun. That's awesome, man. Do you do an indoor grow or an outdoor grow? Do you have grow lights and all that fun stuff? Are you doing the old Mr. Sunshine? Mad Crypto says, it's the best weed in LA. You get it at the TLC Collective. Look them up. You will not regret it. It's by far the best weed I have smoked. I will definitely check that out. Thank you for the heads up, man. Crypto Sausage says, what is a dab? A dab is the colloquial term. I guess it's not colloquial because it's used by everybody. It's the vaporizing of marijuana concentrate. And not through an atomizer, but through a hot nail or bucket or something where you'll take a bit of concentrate, whether it's shatter or crumble. There are different kinds of sort of material that it can be. And then you stick it on a very hot surface, it instantly vaporizes, and then you inhale that vapor. It is a very powerful, very potent way of smoking and can get a lot of THC in you very, very quickly. Criminal Minds just cut their last season from 13 to 9 episodes. That's a bad sign. That sounds like a CBS show to me. That sounds like a CBS show. They're the acronym people. Raul. When was the last time you vaped? I just did a volcano bag a couple minutes ago. I might do another one right now. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Let's do it. Crypto Sausage, what is a hot nail? It is either a piece of glass or quartz or titanium that is heated up with a blowtorch to an insanely hot temperature that can instantly vaporize a small amount of marijuana concentrate when it hits the surface. I think that's an adequate, maybe, explanation. To the scene change. I did it. I didn't even mess up. So my vaporizer turned off. We have to get another 10 degrees to get the optimal vaping temperature. Also known as the OVT. It's not. Nobody's ever said that before, so don't say that and assume to be one. They'll just look at you like a jackass. Okay, so we take this, the oven, filling chamber, something. Then we press the green button. Give it 1 or 2 seconds. Then we stick that on there. And then we kind of watch it. We bat it around like a cat, like a little kitten. And it's like a little mouse toy on a string. We're just trying to keep it erect. Like that. like a kitten. You can purr too. If you need to, you can always purr. Make it soft, meow. Whatever you need to do, just keep it erect. Upright. There's always a synonym. Do you think if X-Men were... Oh, shit! I forgot to cut my camera back. See, guys, you know, I'm still not a pro. I'm still fucking it up. But, you know, we're getting better. Getting better every day. Do you think if there was an X-Men, if X-Men were real, that there would be an X-Men with the power, with like a thesaurus power, and could always come up with a synonym to any word at any time, just like boom, like let's say Iceman was fighting Sabretooth, and he was like, Sabretooth, I'm gonna kick your ass, but you're not allowed to. But there were children around, and he was so flustered because of the fight, he didn't want to say ass. So Thesaurus Man would be like, Bobby, say butt. And then he would be like, I'm going to kick your butt. And then the children wouldn't be offended, and he'd still beat Sabretooth. So I'd like to think that, yes, there would be. So where are we? Willy Wonka says, so where have you been? Have you been just saving up content for 2020? Missed your vids. Thank you so much for that, Willie. Nowhere particularly conspiratorial. I went through some training and workforce development stuff that I was out for like 3 months. It was kind of like a grown-up internship, kind of. And really wasn't, didn't have the time to do wheat stuff, and I'm an inconsiderate jerk and never really let people know. Well, I kind of actually let people know by I'm taking a break from the vape vids because of the health scare. That was kind of my like, because I actually have a bunch of stuff from before then that I did not release because I felt a little weird about it, that I may release now because I think it's fine as long as you, again, avoid black market cartridges. I'm still just debating whether or not to encourage it, at all or whatever. But anyways, that's the answer. So Mad Crypto says, when are you doing a meet and greet smoke sesh? Anytime, Mad Crypto. Come to Long Beach and eat a cookie. They work. Crypto Sausage says, how do you capture vapors from a hot nail? The same way you capture smoke from kindled marijuana flower is you use oxygen pulled down from some kind of usually glass tube. You just use a bong and some kind of carburetor, and there you go. Mad Crypto says, do I hold any cryptocurrency? I do not hold any cryptocurrency. I'm not anti-crypto in any way, shape, or form. I don't own any. I don't have any Bitcoin. I don't have any Ethereum. I don't have any Dogecoin. Don't have any Potcoin. I'm very fascinated by the whole thing. Conceptually, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know where it's all headed. But good for all the people that are, sort of making their living through it and heavily investing in it. And I hope it continues to blossom because it seems like a great technology. And it also seems like cryptocurrency is a possible solution to a couple of fundamental monetary and fiscal problems that the globe faces. But You know, I'm no expert. I'm no economist, which makes me better than an economist because economists are terrible about predicting their own field. They do worse than chance. Okay. There was a mutant like that in the comic The New Mutants. His name was Cypher, and he was the master of any spoken language. Oh. Well, see, that's better than just being a guy who knows synonyms. Because, you know, at least that guy could be like C-3PO and decipher some Sith runes or something. Me, I could just give you a synonym for decipher to translate. And then somebody would say, you're fucking worthless. And I would say, I have no value. And they would say, God damn it. And I would say, gosh darn it. And then he'd shoot me in the fucking face and I'd die. And I deserve it. Okay. So, the Anthony says, I'm in Long Beach, bro. Oh, where at in Long Beach? I'm in the Alamitos Bluffs area of town. Love the city. Anthony, hit me up, wheatsreviews@gmail.com. Yeah, Anthony, email me, and we can maybe do a meet up and do some smoke sesh. That'd be cool, man. Yeah, send me an email at wheatsreviews@gmail.com. Crypto says, my voice sounds a bit like Erlich Bachman, the notorious TJ Miller. Are you running an incubator? I wish I was running an incubator. My dog is barking now. Not that one, a different one. I think I probably just sound like Erlich because I have this cold. My voice is normally very, I've heard it described as whiny, bitchy, like a bitch. I don't like these words, and I wish, I didn't have to say them, but I'm just, you sound like a pussy, die, you're a piece of shit, your voice is really, I don't know. Ghost Show says, I got to try the Mike Tyson and Snoop Dogg brands of weed. You're paying for the names. I assume that would be true. All that celebrity weed stuff out there is pretty expensive, right, guys? I mean, it's like you pay some money to get your Cheech and Chong branded doobies. Hey, Squid. Dog's here. He wants some attention. The Hopeful says, people are haters. I love you. Well, thank you, Hopeful. I appreciate that. People are haters. But no, I mean, in regards to my voice, mostly true. I notice in all your live sessions, your voice starts getting hoarse as it goes on. That is true. I don't, I'm... I can sometimes go weeks without talking professionally. So I don't have the vocal stamina I once did. Okay. Ghost Show says the Mike Tyson bud isn't hardly trimmed. Boo on you, Mike Tyson. In order of your offenses of the world, it goes The Hangover 2, untrimmed weed, and beating your wife. I mean, those are all, they're all pretty bad. It's hard to choose which one's the worst, but God, could you imagine? Grovel, welcome, man. Good to see you, buddy. It has been 4-ish months. Thanks, dude. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'm a cookie in, a volcano in. Oh, I never do. That was distasteful. Shame on me. Shame on me. I am sorry. Did he do that to his ex-wife in addition to beating her? I don't want to look it up. I don't want to know really. I mean the answer is probably I don't know. It's going to be really sad if that's true and that, he still gets to be a member of society and god damn. Crypto Sausage, yes, you are obviously correct. I was being a jackass. I was being a total jackass. I was modeling I was modeling Rob Porter. I remember he went to prison. Oh man. Wow. It's crazy that he still. One, I feel very ignorant. I feel very ignorant that I didn't know that. And then two, I feel even more gross about his celebrity. I mean, I already felt gross about it because I know he beat his ex-wife or whatever. And, what the fuck? Well, I mean, maybe somebody can Bill Cosby him. Because that's the crazy thing about Bill Cosby was that all those allegations were already known at the time. It was Donald Glover just reminding people that, like, oh, Bill Cosby's a rapist that caused that whole, his downfall. Somebody should just do a set about, guys, we also forgot about Mike Tyson, but Jesus, that's fucked. Willy Wonka says, I got some new weed for your volcano called Destroyer. It's very psychedelic. It's Mexican Colombian crossed with something Thai. Very strong sativa. It sounds pretty good. Sounds like it'd be good from the old volcano because the volcano. Oh, I know Crypto Sausage. I remember the Kobe thing. I remember. Hey, if we're gonna talk about, oh Jesus, that was about to be a terrible comment. Let's at least talk about white men who are raping women, like Ben Roethlisberger. I only know about that because I don't know anything about football, but I used to grow up in a house where they watched the Steelers incessantly, and the football coach. Not the coach, the quarterback, the thrower, is a super racist. Probably racist, but also rapist. And I live with some serious rape apologists. That was my football throwing arm. Not the coach, the thrower, the quarterback. I think I'm just waving. I think I throw with my right hand. Okay. Go Show says, that's why I'm not into pot culture. I hear you, Go Show. Pot culture, like a lot of quote unquote insular cultures, is dumb. It's needlessly ritualistic. It's worships sloth and idolatry and I mean, I am as big of an evangelist for weed as anybody, but I do not consider myself. I would consider myself a pothead, but not a stoner. I don't know if there's any distinction there, but I will make one. In that I, smoke way too much weed, and definite pothead, but I don't really participate in whole, Rasta culture. Don't, I have a very muted collection of glass. Anyways, I don't know. Oh, Gravio, that Hannibal Buress. Who did I say? That's who I meant was Hannibal Buress. Who did I said Donald Glover, didn't I? Oh my God, that's so racist. Shit, that is terrible of me. I don't mean that. I'm sorry to both Donald Glover and Hannibal Buress. I love them both. I love you both. I don't mix you either up because you're nothing alike. You're very different people whom I love and respect and admire and again respect as artists, as comedians, but yes, I did conflate you, and I apologize, and that is bad, and I am sorry. Ghost Show says Ben's case was proven false. Good. Oh well, I'm glad somebody was not R'd, which I'm just gonna call that word R or R-ing, which is probably bad, but I don't know. Grovel says, what states do you think will get legal weed this year? Grovel, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up too much, but I will give you a more bold prediction, Grovel. If the United States still exists by 2028 in a form that resembles what it does today, weed will be. I will say that weed will be legal everywhere by 2028, everywhere. But that's on the crazy, never gonna happen off chance that we're all still alive by then. So, Ghost Show says, amen. I think to maybe my rant about stoner pothead distinction, maybe. Please let me know if that's true. Willy Wonka says, when are we getting federal cannabis legalization? I just talked about that. What a coinky dinky dink. The Ghost Show says, I call myself a pot nerd or geek, like the distinction. Roxy was laughing at something, not sure. She can fill me in. Matt says, hey, love your channel. Have you ever tried Platinum Vapes Edibles? That's a weird name, Platinum Vapes Edibles. Had them on sale today. Buy one, get one for $3. Not a bad deal. Also have Moon Edibles. Buy one, get one for $3. I have not had Platinum Vape Edibles, Matt, but I have had Moon Edibles. And Moon Edibles, everyone I have tried has been excellent. I mean, excellent. If they have Moon stuff, stick with the chocolate stuff, because I think they do have some candy stuff, which I don't know if I've tried, but I've had quite a few of their like different chocolate configurations, and they're all great, taste great, and super potent. I mean, at least, about a year ago that was the case. So I would definitely take them up on that Moon offer. I don't know anything about Platinum Vapes Edibles. Crypto says, how will the U.S. not exist by 2028? Oh boy. Isn't the pat answer? Isn't the easy question? Isn't the easier question? How will it still exist? No, this is dumb. No, guys, come on, let's be honest. Oh boy, we're on a downward trajectory, right? We are. Oh man, I always said, for the past couple of years, 2020 is the year of the fireworks, and boy, did they start off. It felt like, I assumed the fireworks wouldn't really start until about June of this year, but by day 2, it looks like we're approaching. They're shooting off some of the biggest rockets they got, and it is Jesus. Even with a pessimistic view, I don't know. Oh, Roxy said she was laughing at my comment on being racist for getting Glover and Hannibal mixed up. Yes, I deserved being laughed at. I hope that was scorn and derision. That laughing face. The Ghost Show says, awesome, great to hear. Thanks for the response, Tokon. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that, man. The Ghost Show says, so I asked, and there's no milligram limit on edibles here, so should I expect stronger edibles than in California? Probably. I would assume almost certainly. That would just stand to reason. The only reason that would be held back is if for some reason the market there doesn't support, like it's just not profitable for people to make those. But I assume that won't be the case, and I assume that there will be higher dose edibles there, and I hope you enjoy them because it is I miss those days, the halcyon days of infinite edibles, infinite milligrammage, unlimited, not infinite, unlimited. There's a distinction. We can start talking about infinity. Oh, my watch is yelling at me. I say, fuck you, watch, you piece of shit. Saying, R Daily, hello R Daily, welcome. I'm doing this to cheat my watch, because it's saying, hey, you jackass, you're gonna die of what's the thing, blood clot you get in your legs from sitting too long, usually on an airplane, pulmonary edema? No, maybe. Something like that. That's what my watch said it's gonna happen to me if I don't do. Well, it said if I don't stand up and then start moving, but that gets it to shut up. But it also looks like I'm jerking off like an invisible, large, very large penis. Crypto says, people thought about that 90 years ago. Many jumped off buildings. Nothing new under the sun. Well, except crypto's sausage. 90 years ago, we did not have the power of the sun. Now we do. We do have the power of the sun. We can do the exact same thing that the sun can do and release that same, not obviously anywhere near the same magnitude. But the thing that is new under the sun is that we have learned to do what the sun can do. And that is either, well, in the sun's case, it's fusey, and all that energy. And yeah, it's a weird time to be a human being. Ghost Show says, we're getting a men and one private-owned shop. Well, I hope you support the private-owned. Matt says, thoughts on the volcano hybrid controversy. I didn't even know I don't know what the controversy is, Matt. I know what the volcano hybrid is. It looks cool, but I'm not sure what is the controversy. I'd love to read up on it, because it looks like a cool product to me. David Ringler, hello, welcome. Glad you are here, sir. Thanks for joining us. Grovel says, any new reviews coming soon? And the answer is, I think I have a whole bunch of reviews done from before I stopped because of the whole health controversy that I'm still not sure whether I want to release or not. I probably will. These are all brands that are, should be safe, but, I still realize that people are going to counterfeit these same things, and then that, people somewhere in New York might see this and then see one of the reviews and then buy a counterfeit one. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I have not shot anything new, but I would like to. I will. Yeah, I don't know when, but I will at some point. But I will keep everyone up to date about the old backlog stuff, whether I decide to release it or not. I still don't know. I'm still conflicted. Willie says, Willie, any new strains of weeds you like now? I know you were a GG4 Jack Herrera guy. You are correct. Those are still strains that I do enjoy. However, I have become, again, I'm not a, super strain particular guy, and I realize that, one strain from one farm is very different from the same strain at a different farm. But I have enjoyed Mendo's Breath. I've had it several times and really enjoy it as an indica, so I would add that to the list. That's actually what I'm enjoying right now. David says, good to see you back. I thought the cancer would take me before. Oh my God, David, I am sorry to hear that, man. That is, I am so glad you could join us, man. I am really sorry to read that. That is terrible, dude. Sorry, man. Ugh. Well, I hope, David, you can, stick around for as many as I can produce. Maybe I'll just have to keep making them forever. Matt says, new bull creates hazardous dust that can be dangerous when I inhale. Oh. I did not know that. I did not know that about the volcano. I have not heard that. I will definitely look into it because I am interested in that volcano. So I would like to be up on it and make sure, that there's, nothing there. So the Anthony says, I can be the cameraman. Absolutely, man. We gotta up the production values here at some point. Matt says SNB on Xmas Eve sent out an emergency notice to Stores and Bickle to all Volcano hybrid third-party sellers. People are pretty pissed and want refunds and aren't using them. Wow. Okay, so they sent out an alert themselves, Stores and Bickle, saying it's sending out or emitting toxic materials. Okay, that seems bad. I need to do some research before I, make any kind of verdict, but ugh. Crypto Sausage, I don't disagree with any of that, for a lot of that is very true. I have a hair in my mouth. This is good stuff for you guys. But I got it. Ew. How'd you get in there? Gross. Okay. So, don't fret. Did I read that? I think I read it. I don't remember. It has been time for another bag almost. What kind of thing is this one? I'll let that vapor go cold. So things are a little different. Crypto Sausage. The Western world has, if you even remove what happened this week from the equation, and temporarily put pause on what's happening in the Middle East, and there's still reasons to be pretty concerned about the state of the world. It's the Western world has never been more. Hasn't had this much strife since 1937. There are a lot of scary forces at play. I don't need to talk about this shit. We getting high. We're talking about video games and movies and weed strains. We don't need to talk about geopolitics. Okay. Gosho says, shave and a haircut. I did have one of each of those. That's what I said to the person. I'll take one haircut and one shave, please. She said, yes, sir. Coming right up. And she said, you want fries with that? And I said, that's not really funny. And she said, I'm not kidding. And then I said, what do you mean? And she said, sir, you're at Burger King and you're on PCP. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, sir, you're strangling me. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, sir, let go. Please, sir, please. And I said, what are you talking about? And then she fell silent. I don't even remember what that started from. Oh, shave and a haircut. Yeah. I got a shave and a haircut the other day. And that's what happened. That's how it ended up. I'm not sure how I ended up getting my haircut and shave after I killed that Burger King employee, but Gravel says, what indie game should I get for my Switch? I bought River City Girls and Cuphead. Gravel, of course, the answer is always Slay the Spire. There is no other answer to that question other than Slay the Spire, 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 100%. But if you already have Slay the Spire, good other indie games recently on the Switch. I've been really enjoying Ape Out. I really loved Ape Out this year. What other indies have I been playing on the Switch? Well, Dead Cells was last year, but Dead Cells is amazing. Love Dead Cells. Stardew Valley is on the Switch. It's awesome if you're into that farm sim stuff. Stay Real Wheats. You always make me laugh. Thank you, Willie. Matt says, ever try a max power volcano bag? Bag gets so milky you can barely see through it. Terps suck. But boy, oh boy, does it put hair on your chest. I have not heard that phrase in quite some time. Puts hair on your chest. It always struck me as a weird thing to, tell people to encourage them to do things. I mean, knowing what I know now, that's a deterrent. I would do anything to have less hair on my chest. And Grovel, I'm not too high to know not to show that right now. So, Joshua Najit, please let me know how to pronounce your name. If Yashan Jit. I'm not going to try to butcher it anymore. I would love to say it correctly. But thank you. Good to see you too, man. Thanks for tuning in from Sacramento. And sorry I butchered your name there so many times. The Ghost Show says, I've been playing Dead by Daylight. That's one of those games, Ghost Show, that's like infinite years old still, and has an incredible huge player base, but I don't know anything about. It's one of those super insular games. I think it's been around for years now. And it has like a huge, big community, but I don't know if I even know what it is, which is weird for how big it is. But there are a few of those games that are like that are just Dota 2, massive, incredibly huge, ridiculously popular game. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a MOBA, but I couldn't tell you what a single character looks like. I couldn't tell you, Even in our media now, we are in these little bubbles. Even in your niche media, like video games, if you're not actively paying attention to something can just totally miss you. What have I been playing recently? I've been playing a lot of shit, so much shit. Well, I am playing Jedi, which I talked about. I just beat Luigi's Mansion. Oh, Grovel. Oh my God. You don't have to take my word for it, Grovel. Just take every other human being's alive word. The Ghost Show says 4 versus 1. You can play all the favorites: Michael Myers, Freddy, Ghostface, Amanda from Saw, and others. Wow, Ghostface is Scream, right? the different Scream guys. Crypto says, I stopped playing when Halo caused motion sickness. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I know a couple of people who suffer from motion sickness derived from first-person shooters. I'm sorry. But Asteroids will always be a classic. And the Ghost Show, I like the appeal of that. I like those, you know, I'm into those 80s slashers icons. Amanda from Saw, though, that's just such a weird one. Zella says, hello, Zila or Zella, let me know how to say that. Sorry if I butchered it. Hello, right back at you. Thanks for joining in. And then we had Tim A says, happy 2020. Thank you so much. Back to you. And it's been a few, oh man, thanks, man. Since 2018, I appreciate that. Wow, with this cold and all this talking, voice is getting a little tender. What do you guys think? Do we go for the another half of the cookie? David says, been fighting with Rick Simpson oil, and I'm on day 32 out of the 90-day. Good luck to you, David. Good luck to you, man. Keep up the good fight, and you know that's all you can hope for, man. And keep fighting. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing with us as well. That's very kind of you to share your story with us, man. And on that note, I'm gonna go cut to the other table. You're not supposed to say when you do that. You're supposed to just do it. I'm here. Now that auto shut off, so we have to get it to heat back up. But, oh no, it has too much water in it because I let all the ice melt because I've been doing this for so long. Well, it's still enough. Okay, I have this wonderful bong that I've made up, so maybe I'll just do that instead of another bag right now. But you guys will get to see, and I'm really excited for you. Really excited that you get to be here for this opportunity. You'll get to see me prematurely clean out the chamber. It could probably, well, no, that's pretty done in there. You guys want a good shot of weed? Look at that. It's so brown. Easy now. Yeah. And that goes in here. And you make stuff with that later. Then you do your best Dr. Alan Grant. That's what you do with this. Now I threaten to disembowel a child with a raptor claw. And you got yourself a clean filling chamber ready to go for your next bag. And an invitation to Jurassic Park. That is what I call a one-stop shop. I'm going to go... I need a button here so I can transition to the other one. But it's not there. So I'm just going to have to do it manually. This is so unprofessional. That was really unprofessional. Okay, where are we? Crypto says, how much does it cost to fill the bag? Boy, that would require a little bit of math, because you can get about 3 bags, 2 to 3 bags per chamber. Those are a larger bag than normal. And I don't know how much material goes into a chamber. Over a gram, maybe? I don't know. It's hard to say what it would be per broken down per bag. But I don't even want to hazard a guess because can't do all the small menial mental calculations to get to anything. I would say something absurd. Like I would do one of those fundamental math errors where it's like, you know, your answer is so ridiculous in response to what the question is, where you should have just understood. Like I'd say like, oh, each bag is $467 or something. I don't know, you know. And then I would think, wait, you son of a bitch. So I would say about $1. That's my answer. It's about $1. Oh shit. Okay. Gosho says my fiance just learned about firecrackers and wants to make some today. Do it. Oh, firecrackers are so great. I was supposed to eat a cookie. That's what I was over there for, and I got this. Let's do the bong, and then I'll eat the cookie. How about that? Okay. Fingers crossed for you, David. Fingers crossed, man. You know, I think everybody out there hopes it works for you, dude. We all have our fingers crossed for you, man. Zila, and I wish I could, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I really would like to say it correctly. I always feel bad when I say people's names incorrectly. I would love to say it correctly. If you don't care, I'll just say X, Zila. God damn it, I suck. But yes, I am outrageously. So let's do this Bong. It has just a little bit of ice left. Thank you, Joe. Eloquently put, my friend. Thank you. Grovel says, I just noted Disgaea, the first Disgaea is half off on Switch. I think all the NIS games are, or a lot of them are. They're always a big, publisher sale. I am spending too much on my Switch this year already. Welcome to the Switch Club, Grovel. Yeah, my library balloons at a far faster pace than I can play the games. It has genuinely decent sales. The library keeps getting filled out with both interesting indie games and old ports of, weird, interesting old ports of different games. I couldn't be happier with the Switch, playing it more than ever. Oh, that's what I was saying. I'll go back to that. Jack Ortner. Hey, Jack, welcome. Says top 5 movies of the year of 2019. Good discussion for the Bong Rip. Yes, I would love to talk about that. Top 5 movies of the year. I would say number 1 is a movie that did not come out in 2019, but in fact came out in 2017 in Japan and just now got released in theaters in the United States. Truly 100% one of the most clever things I have ever fucking seen in my entire goddamn life. I am so glad I knew nothing about it. I will be as vague as possible. Number 1 movie of the year is, I'll say that at the end, because you got to say the best for last. Number 5. What would be like number 5? Number 5 would probably be Uncut Gems, which I just saw, the Adam Sandler movie. It is a non-stop. It's like watching an anxiety attack in a movie. There's never a moment of quiet. There's never a moment of not just like constant, I don't know, dealing and chilling and working and it's got this crazy pace to it. it has some weird idiosyncratic things going on. It doesn't, some of the, it asks a lot of, or introduces a lot of sort of weird, fascinating details about people that don't leave you puzzled so much as just kind of curious or fascinated by it. And it is super fucking funny. I was laughing all the time. Uncut Gems, probably number 5. Number 4, oh Jesus, what would be number 4? I'm gonna skip number 4 because I know it. Number 3 would definitely be The Art of Self-Defense. Yes, that's the title. Sorry. The Art of Self-Defense came out. Little movie came out this summer starring Jesse Eisenberg. It is a dark comedy. I love me some dark comedies. And it is about a guy who gets assaulted, nearly killed, for, mugged, but people beat him mercilessly for no reason, but just for shits and giggles, Jesse Eisenberg. So he decides to take up karate to learn how to defend himself. It is a movie that is has a it feels like its own little universe. It is filled with weird touches and interesting details. I don't want to give too much away because it's more plot heavy than you would think. But it's incredibly funny. The performances are amazing. Again, that is The Art of Self-Defense that came out this summer with Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots. Poots. Great last name. Number 2 would be Parasite. Yeah, it's as good as everyone says. Go see it. That Bong guy. For a guy with the first name of Bong, he lives up to the name. Bong Joon-ho, whatever his name is. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be dismissive, because I revere your shit, man. Parasite is so goddamn good. It's incredible. Number 4 is Knives Out. Yes, number 4 is Knives Out. It's as good, also as good as everyone says. Rian Johnson, I love you, man. He's good. I wish people liked The Last Jedi more, but I think people now like you with Knives Out. So number 2 is Parasite. It's really good. It is. You will leave the theater. You can't help but turn to the person you saw it with and say, "What the fuck do you think X?" or "How the fuck did Y?" Or, I mean, it's just one of those kind of movies. The plot is fascinating. I guess you'd say, not to be the themes the movie explores are really fucking interesting. Parasite, number 2. Number 1, back to what I started with. Truly one of the most creative, funniest, most jaw-droppingly amazing things, clever things I've ever seen. And you must know I overvalue cleverness. Like, something's clever, I think it's the most amazing thing. But this movie is a Japanese horror comedy called, yes, it's in Korean. This movie is in Japanese. It's called One Cut of the Dead. And don't Google it, just watch it. Just watch it. Just don't Google it and just watch it. Here is the vaguest of plots. It is about it is a one-shot movie, i.e. One Cut of the Dead. So like Birdman or, 1914, that new movie, except it really is just a one-shot thing. Those are faked, so it's one single take. And it is about a group of filmmakers that go to make a zombie movie at a abandoned power plant in Japan. And while they're there, actual zombies attack them. And it is called One Cut of the Dead, and it is one shot, i.e., one cut, one take. Don't look up anything about it. The only other thing I will tell you is the movie is 90 minutes long, so you have to stay for the whole thing. You can't just say what is going on and skip. You have to. It's a whole running time long, and if you don't love it, money back guarantee from me. The Ghost Show says, I've seen Parasite 3 times and can't wait to get it on Blu-ray. Good taste, Ghost Show. I need to get it. I'm sure I'll buy it on iTunes at some point. Ghost Show says, One Cut of the Dead. I'll watch that later. Yeah, I hope so. And I am confident you will enjoy it. Confident. Blesmar, Blemzer, Blemsy, Blumpkin XD says, why is there 2 live videos from you? Because YouTube's weird, and I, instead of, kicking the hornet's nest, I just said, well, I got it to work. For some reason, YouTube's going to stream it twice. That's better than none's. That's not a word. So that's why there are 2 videos, because I'm afraid if I end one of the streams, YouTube will say, well, I think you want to end them both. And I would say, I don't. And they'll say, tough titties. And then I'd be gone. Okay, Florida Grown says, do you have any wishes? Who doesn't have wishes? I have all kinds of wishes. But I do have a sense of, I do have an understanding that I don't get my wishes most times. So, but I do have them. Who doesn't? I mean, I wish I could, what do I wish? Well, I've got some wishes. Oh, just can't say them out loud. The Ghost Show says, did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Brightburn, or Joker? I have seen all 3 of them. Oh boy, take them one by one, because I have opinions about all of them, I think. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, this is controversial opinion, is my least favorite Quentin Tarantino movie ever. I loved the movie up until the very end. But then I felt, this is very much another one of his, and not to spoil too much, like his revisionist history kind of movies. And before, his targets were like Nazis and the racist South, or racism in general. And, he rewrote history to give those things the sort of violent, badass, ass-kicking death that they deserved in those things. Like, it was about glorifying rewriting history to show. And not just, so there's some parts of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that also, very much explores that, but it's like, it felt so much like punching down to me. These were just like, not, I don't want to say anything else, but what happens to whomever that things happen to felt like it was incredibly disproportionate, the amount of the response to what they deserve. I don't know. And it just felt weird. And it felt like, why are you so... I understood your anger before and I was on board, but like, what, why here? Like, I don't know. So that's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brightburn. Brightburn's a fun little, I think it got more of a critical drubbing or sort of beating than it deserved. It's a fun little horror movie. I conceptually it's fun. There's some cool set pieces. The trailer was awful in how much, it revealed 100% of everything. It has a great little horror ending, twist. Yeah, I liked Brightburn. No, I have no qualms about saying that. It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. Not a classic, wouldn't appear anywhere on, a list of any kind, but it's fun enough. And then Joker, I don't have any real strong feelings about Joker. I think it's, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a movie that engenders very strong feelings one way or the other that I don't really have. I just think like, I think the movie's not as smart as it thinks it is. It looks amazing. Joaquin Phoenix is amazing in it. It's, well shot. Like it's, as I said, like beautiful to look at in its ugliness. But, I mean, like it isn't Taxi Driver. I'm just not going to, no, I am going to cut the camera. Because why not? I set it up. I better. I'm going to cut the camera and eat a cookie. Blemzer says, oh, Jack Ortner says, you still staying away from carts? The answer is no, not so much. As long as you know for sure that your carts are made from a reliable manufacturer and your dispensary is selling, that they purchased them from a vendor from that place and can verify, I think you're fine. And I am working on a video to this effect, that, about this. It does seem like it's that vitamin E acetate that's only in counterfeit cartridges. So if you're on the West Coast and you trust your dispensary, you should be fine. You should be totally fine. The thing I still hesitate about making new ones is you don't know on the East Coast. You can't know for sure whether the cartridge you get, whether brass knuckles or the, whatever cartridge you get, heavy hitters, you can't know for sure that it's not a knockoff and it might have that vitamin E acetate in it. So I'm still undecided. The Ghost Show says, I'm in love with the actress who played Sharon Tate. She was gorgeous. That is Margot Robbie, Australian, I think, maybe. Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is great. She's great in Bombshell. That movie kind of came and went, didn't really do much for people. I thought it was okay. It was clearly aping The Big Short, which it is, not in the same league as, but it was fine. And she was great in it, as were all the, Charlize Theron, who's amazing in everything. I think she deserves an Oscar nomination. I don't fucking care about that shit. David says, wanted to say hello. David, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you joined in. Zella says, do you not get too high? You just keep smoking. I need to take breaks. I know. I'm crazy. Blemzar says, what about the hardware? I don't think there's anything about the hardware that's going to hurt anybody. I mean, you're fine. I mean, as you had said yourself, giant asterisk, caveat emptor, nobody knows about the long-term health effects of these things. So, you are taking your health, into your own risk because nobody knows for absolute sure, what, will happen 30 years from now for people who are doing this. But the hardware is, I think, mostly safe-ish. It seems like the culprit is getting pointed at that vitamin E acetate. Jack says, is plug and play still king for you? I believe so. Nothing will ever. Plug and play is amazing. They're hard. They're still hard to find. I wish they weren't. They're incredible. I still have never had a. Yeah, I mean they do stand in on a league of their, in a league of their, on a league of their, some kind of league, some kind of them being by themselves, a league of their own. But that's a movie about baseball? No. Fart carts. Oh, who doesn't love the word fart? Okay, let's go cut the camera and eat a cookie. Producer, switch to camera 2. God damn it, producer. Man, you can't get help like you used to these days or something. Yeah, help doesn't come as good as it once was. Especially when your help is yourself. So here are these chocolate chip cookies that I made myself using only my labor because I know how to bake things. You can see it's done in the French fashion where it has the cookie part there. And if you look, there's the chip part on the inside, but it does peek out in little bits in the cookie part. It's, as I said, it's the French way of doing cookies. It's, not for everybody. It takes a little bit more skill, but, only the best for me. Oh, I'm cutting camera again. I forgot to say that. Turn off that mic. Leave this mic on. All right. I'm back. Blemzer says, can you let me know how to make potent cookies? Get an Ardent Nova and a magical butter maker. And know somebody who knows how to make cookies. So I know how to do the first 2 steps. No, I know how to do all 3 of those steps. I know how to put things in an Ardent Nova. Then I know how to take stuff out of the Ardent Nova. And then put stuff in put butter and stuff into the other thing. And hit that button. And then I know how to take the butter out of that. And then I know how to ask somebody else to make cookies. So, 3 easy steps for the most potent pot cookies in your life. Here, BuzzFeed, take this video. You can go ahead and just capture the whole thing. 3 quick, easy steps for making the most couch-lucky cookies on the planet. Step 1. Put some weed or whatever, a lot of it in your Ardent Nova. Step 2, take that shit, and then put that with some other shit in your blendery hot thing, and then pour that out. And step 3, say, I'm making a mess, and somebody fixes it. And that is the recipe for the best pot cookie you will ever have. Yum. Yum. So, I think I have properly articulated the best way to make pot cookies. I'm going to stick that right there. Oh, that's sensitive equipment. David says, you making strain-specific edibles now? Then that's higher end than what dispensaries sell. I mean, sort of strains, yeah, because it's the same. It's all the same strain, but I'm not really particular about what I put in there. I usually try to get in. I started with bad weed, like trying to buy like the cheapest weed and making edibles, and that doesn't work as well. I mean, believe it or not. So I use slightly higher quality stuff now, and it does wonders for your output. But I don't use the top temp and stuff. I wait till I can usually get a good deal on an ounce of something decent, and then I'll sometimes even stock up. Willie says, there's a scene in Bruno, the follow up to Borat, by the way, which I saw in theaters July 2nd, 2009. Bruno came out in theaters, I'm going to say July 2nd, 2009. I don't know. Anyways, I brought that up because at one point in that movie, when I was seeing it in theaters opening weekend, that Bruno's penis speaks, like the where you pee out of opens, and it goes, I think it goes Bruno, or it says Harrison Ford or something, and it says pee hole. That made me think of Willie Says. So when I said Willie Says, just think of Sacha Baron Cohen's penis in my brain and talking to me. Weird. Bruno, not the best follow-up to Borat, but not as bad as people say. Still funny. Still very funny. Still one of my favorite lines in movie history. No, I did not want to order Mr. Megorium's Vunder Emporium. One of the best. Okay. Willy Wonka says, what are my top 3 vampire movies? Twilight. Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1. Twilight New Moon. That's 3. No. Twilight. Fuck. I just had them all in my head. No, I don't know. Vampire movies. Oh, What We Do in the Shadows, for sure would be up there. Oh, controversial one. Not Let the Right One In, not the original, but the American remake, Let Me In, which is the better of the 2 movies, would be up there. And then number 3, I mean, I know I'm going to forget a movie that has like vampires in it. So I don't want to just say like Interview with the Vampire, which is a good choice because I know, but I like feel like I'd be missing out. But we'll just say Interview with the Vampire for now. Okay. Great question though. Willy Wonka, top 3 vampire movies. Excellent. Blemzer says, fuck it, Alien Lab, flour, and cookies. Hey man, you know, if that floats your boat, go for it. Oh, they've got Moxie carts out there in Pennsylvania, David. We've got them here in the West Coast as well. Oh, I forgot Blade. Oh, yeah, Blade Trinity. The Blade movie with Ryan Reynolds. Ooh, and Jessica Biel. Ooh. Although Blade 2 is the one with the kid from The Hangover. I think Blade 2 is the one with the kid from The Hangover, and Blade 1 is Norman Reedus, the guy from The Walking Dead. Is that right? Do I know my Blades well enough? Blade 3 is Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds in a wretched movie. Blade 2, the Guillermo one, is Justin Bertha? Is that his name? The dude from who keeps getting left in The Hangover and the National Treasure guy. And then Blade 1 is, what's his name? From Boondock Saints and Norman Reedus in Walking Dead, I think. Boy, I didn't know we'd be talking Blades today. Although we do have a new Blade, right? What's his name? Mahershala. I don't want to even butcher it. That wonderful actor from all those wonderful movies and TV shows. Mahershala Ali. I'm gonna say that's it. I have not been doing well on names today. That is some swings and misses. I don't think you just swing a bat with your wrists, though. I don't think you're getting a... Man, that's a bunt. Is that what bunting is? Bunt. Baseball terms. That's where we're at. Okay, so we've sampled almost all the varieties of products we have. Maybe we do another bubbler round. I still got all that ash on the floor somewhere. Oh, good. It's just kind of rubbed itself in permanently there. Didn't need it anyways. And actually, I think, guys, I am going to, I'm going to let this be the final word. Our conversation on Blade. I think that was the last thing we talked about. Yeah, I can't think of a more poignant, better way to wind down this conversation than to say, hey, Blade, Blade 2 was pretty good. But I think it's a little... I think we'll end with Blade 2, like Guillermo del Toro himself, is a little overrated.